letters which very few people knew how to read. As he turned over the pages to show me, a small piece of parchment fell out of pages to show me. A small piece of parchment fell out of the book onto the floor. My uncle says it. What's this? He cried carefully, unfolding it on his table. The parchment contained about 20 lines of the strange letters. The professor looked at the letters for a few moments. Then, lifting his glasses, he said, I am sure these are unique letters. They are exactly the same as those in the book, but I cannot understand what they mean. I must be a very old form of Icelandic. Professor Lidenbrock did not know all the 2000 languages used in the world, but he knew many of them. But he knew many of them. If he couldn't understand this one, he would certainly lose his temper. I was waiting for it to happen. When the little clock over the fireplace in the study struck 2 o'clock. At that moment, Martha opened the door, saying, "Lunch is ready, Professor." "Lunch, don't bother me with lunch," shouted my uncle. Martha ran. I ran after her and, without quite knowing how it happened, found myself sitting in my unusual place in the dining room. I waited for a few minutes. The professor did not come. As far as I knew, he had never missed his lunch before, and what a wonderful lunch it was! Soup, eggs, meat, and fish, served with an excellent German wine. My uncle was going to miss all this because of a piece of old parchment. Well, I was his nephew. I thought I ought to eat for him as well as for myself, and so I did. Professor Lidenbrock, not at the table, said Martha, shaking her head. That means something serious is going to happen. I did not think it meant anything except perhaps trouble for me, because I had eaten my uncle's lunch. I had just finished. I had just finished when a voice roared. I leaped from the dining room and ran to the study. गर्मी बहुत है यार. It's definitely unique, said the professor crossly, but I cannot understand it. I think it's some kind of secret message, and I intend to find out what it's mean. It's mean. Sit down. I get ready to write. I was ready. Now, I am going to call out to you the letters of our alphabet that match these runic letters. We will see if that solves it, but be careful not to make any mistakes. I warn you. I was as careful as I could be. He called out the letters one after another, and together they formed three lists, each of which had 7 words in it. but the words were impossible to understand. My uncle seized the paper on which I had